What's up, ladies and gents? Happy Monday to all. Welcome to the stream. It is time to complete Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment case number 6. Hopefully you guys are having a great week. Hopefully I can make your Monday a little bit better and we can get Sherlock Holmes complete. First off, I would like to thank our top Patreons, Big Boss Level and Superman. So thank you to Megadark, Faisal, David, Tyler, Dabrian, Lord, Crazy, Paul, Haley, Matthias, and Tijo. You all are helping me to tremendously continue this channel and keep it going as strong as it can. So thank you to all of those patrons, or should I say, sorry, members. Thank you to all those members. I will get the list of patrons as well that are donating in those specific tiers as well and add them to the list. Currently, we're going to be doing this pretty much for every video, except we'll probably most likely be having it towards the end of the video and like kind of in a credits. But for now, I at least want to be able to, mention all of those people that are continually really stepping up and helping this channel continue on. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and begin. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat first. So Renee, welcome. Zany, Justin, Lucas, Sneak, Peter, TJ, Leanne, Leon Hot, Daniel, Bulldog, Teve, Robert, Peter, Spooky, and Shadow, and Jen. Welcome. Hopefully you guys are excited to see the final case for Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Have you guys checked out the new trailer, the official gameplay trailer for Sherlock Holmes Year 1 or whatever it's called? It's like a prequel where Sherlock is like kind of a teenager or in his early 20s or something like that. I definitely recommend that you all check it out. Because it looks really cool, and I'm actually really excited for it. So with that being said, we're going to go chapter 1. That's what it's called. Yes, thank you, Jen. We're going to go ahead and get into this. So we've done Black Peter, we've done Riddle on the Rails, Bloodbath, the Abbey Grange affair, the Kew Gardens drama, and finally, last but not least, a Half Moon Walk. Sit back, relax, get ready for a mystery. It is time. Don't forget to leave a like, helps the channel out, of course. It is go time. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. Let me know if I need to turn up the volume or anything. I want to make sure you guys got here.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have? Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner.
Zany, thank you so much for the
invitation. It is
super
on the
chat,
table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash, street turnips in homemade juice, and it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Sorry about that. I'm here. So, my dog was barking so much, and I had to go, like, run downstairs. Whew, I gotta catch my breath. I ran as quickly as I could downstairs. To let him in. He was outside. He was barking his butt off. Oh. Okay, all right, let's go. So first off, we're going to do what we've been doing pretty much every single episode. And use the telescope. There she is, our lady in brown. And good old Toby.
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
There we go. So there's your achievement for interacting with Toby in every single case. Not much we can do. Now notice one of the things that I've been a little, I wouldn't say upset about, but the game really hasn't given me a reason to change clothes a lot. You know what I mean? So why don't we go in here to our wardrobe? We're going to wear a little something different, you know? We got black suit, brown suit, green. Not that it really makes a difference. I mean, it doesn't change anything, but I just think it would be fun to... Bandit outfit is locked. Farmer outfit locked. I don't know how to unlock those. Or maybe once we complete everything, it'll be... Let's do casual. Let's... Why not be... Listen, you know, we're not... Oh, that's the one I want. That's more casual to me. I guess let's do... Let's do the light suit. Right. And then we're going to move over to the makeup table. Let's give Sherlock a beard. You know, he's having a hard... I guess they're all locked still. Maybe you have to beat the game before you can do any of this. Yeah, it looks like they're all locked, unfortunately. It would have been really nice to be able to do all that, but I guess you have to beat the game first, so... Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and continue on. Just changed up our uniform a little bit. And now I believe we can head out. Let's talk to Watson for a second first, just in case there's anything.
Holmes, poor little Wiggins needs our help.
Poor little Wiggins! Alright, so we are heading to Half Moon Street. Here we go. I do like beards in games, yeah, so I always prefer to use... Because I've got a nice little beard going on right now. I mean, it would be... I would have an epic Duck Dynasty beard if I could. But I shaved mine about 2.5 months ago, and it was super long. I shaved it off completely, so now I'm growing back, and now it's getting pretty good and nice and full. But just imagine what it would have been if I wouldn't have shaved it off. I mean, it would be so epic. I like me some good epic beards. Here, let me get that comment for you, Jen. Oh. Hidden by Renee. Why? Why would you hide that, Renee? Renee, you don't need to hide comments like that. Only hide any comments that are, like, derogatory or being mean-spirited or spoilers or something like that. You don't need to hide those types of comments. Gotta let people speak. All right, here we are. So this is, again, the final mission. I don't know where I'm going. Let's just, I guess, look around. Let's see what's back here. Well, this is clearly where the murder happened, so... Down a dark alley.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stud fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
Very well.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
All right, so I'm guessing that guy right there is probably Turner. Let's go ahead and examine the body. Check down here first. He's got a key.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Just trying to think about, man, back in the day when keys looked like that. Oh, so crazy.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Okay, so that's, I think, it as far as this plane of view. I don't see anything else, so let's switch it. Concentrate your attention on finding details others blind to overlook. So we got pieces of wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Alright, so Kenneth is done. Let's take a look at the other guy. Lots of blood first.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
He looks like he's a vampire.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Okay, so we've... those... Let's see what else we got around here.
A fairly long pole with a forked end. A fairly long pole with a forked
Well,
end.
it's got a hook on it, so it could be something that... well, obviously it's an object of interest, so we're going to need to use it later. Alright, so there is where I think we started out. That's how you, okay, that's how you leave. So going that way is leaving, and this is blocked. So it's just the game's way of telling you, oh, you can't go here. I don't see anything else out here as of right now. So let's talk to him.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Varro reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective?
You're not invisible,
gentleman? I've heard
Karsten?
of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
First, let's do our character portrait. Just, you know, a random day, people wear their war medals out. I keep all my medals on my uniform. Missing buttons, poor life. Okay. One left. Weak leg, requires support, limping.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
If there's enough interest in wanting to see some of the older Sherlock games, then yeah, I'll be more than happy to.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
Obviously, when we do games, they need to have some type of support from the community. You don't want to play something that not a lot of people want to see. It might please a few, but we need to be able to try to expand and please as many people as possible. So there are certain games that probably will never be able to be played just because of the fact that not everyone, or just a small amount of people, are interested in that. But we'll see. It just, like I said, we always do polls, and maybe one of these days, you know, we'll have another Sherlock thing, and we can choose a game to play, like one of the older classics, like the Jack the Ripper case or Testament.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
So I'm not going to make the same mistake I did before and wait before I can start deducing and putting things together, because we lost out on a few conclusions because we decided to put them together at the end. Even though we were completely 100% right, it still leaves you out from actually finding out, from choosing a different option. Even if it is the wrong option, you lose out on some achievements just because you do that. So let's just start putting these two together. We know that this is a branching one, I think, because it has the branch down. So that tells me that this could be two different, well, maybe two different ones. So we got a conflicting statement. Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the window of his flat until the police arrived. However, this is in conflict with Marrow's statement, as the constable did not see anyone at the window. Someone is lying. Someone's lying to me. Oh boy. Okay, so you see that one doesn't fit. So we got Mr. Turner heard two different consecutive shots. The second shot was louder than the first. And then Brian Vitarchi and Kenneth Butler were both found shot in the dark and area halfway, which is located between. All right. Let's talk to Wiggins.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Anything? Well, let's not go there. All right, so here we are at this street. I think we're need to talk to the flower lady.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Brandon
I'm
here.
assisting the police with their investigation of
Sexy
the
time.
crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Okay, so it looks like, unfortunately, we don't have the option of doing a character assessment on her.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
All right, the crime scene and talk to witnesses is complete. So is that really it? I mean, there's not much. We'll have to take a look at. Ooh.
Locked.
I wonder if that. No, that hook wouldn't help, right? Okay, so that just leaves. Oh, that's still leaving. It's so no, wait, hold on. Turn around. Yeah. It gets a little confusing there. Let's see if there's anything off in this manner. Probably not. It'll probably just tell us to turn around. Yep. Okay. So, let's look at our tasks. Solve the crime, interrogate Leighton and examine his belongings, talk to Mr. Turner and check the view from his flat. There should be something to explain his... Alright, so we need to go back and talk to Mr. Turner. Before I do that, let me take a look at this pole again. Is it still...
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
There's going to be something there to deal with that.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
All right, so obviously I stayed at the window. Well, obviously the only thing that would would go against that would be the Turner's contradiction, so we're going to choose that.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
I am only awesome because you all are awesome. Without your
Mr.
awesomeness,
Turner
I could
appears
not
to
be as
live
awesome
very
as I am.
modestly.
We're all just very awesome on this channel. It's a group awesomenessly type of effort.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
He must be guilty. He's throwing away evidence. It's clear as day, my friends. I mean, why are we searching his?
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Oh, wow. I mean, how obvious is that? Look at that.
This walking stick is broken. It was placed here quite recently. A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Dun, dun, dun. We've caught you stick-handed.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of
Moustache boy!
gunshots.
You're breathtaking. Yeah, like for sure. Thank you, Moustache Boy. Don't forget, everybody, I know Super Chat could be really easy for a lot of you to use. I recommend you using the link in the description if you're going to do a donation. You know, YouTube's going to take half of that, Moustache Boy. So I always recommend that if you're going to donate, use the first link in the description where it says tip. If you tip there, I will get 99% of what you're sending. And it goes directly to me right now. But if you do a super chat, I won't get any of that money until about a month and a half from now. And that money will only be about 50% or so of what you're actually sending. So just always keep that in the back of your mind. It's always better to tip outside of YouTube than it is inside because they just take so much.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Way to be astute. Sweeping shredded paper. I don't even see that.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Clearly, this guy has... I don't think he's the murderer. I mean, it seems like it's playing it out way too simple, if that was the case. Okay, let's look out the window.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Determine the correct sequence of events. Oh, crap. Got up from bed. Cut papers with knife. That'd have to be second. Oh crap, I hate it when it does that. See, it's contextual, and if you're looking in just slightly the wrong direction, it'll choose the other one. Cut papers with knife. Threw something into the fire. Opened the window. Approached the body. Placed the broken stick. You think this is it? Oh, would you guys join my OnlyFans if I created an OnlyFans? I don't see myself doing that. He got up. He probably heard something going on outside. Opened it up. He said, "Blikey, what's going on out here? I better go. Something's going on." He's taking his sweet time. Heading outside. Why don't we fast forward this a little bit? That's where he got his stick stuck. Wait, did he pick something up in his hand?
No, it didn't happen this
No,
way.
it didn't. Okay, so I think I got it. So what he did was he got up from bed. Opened the window. Approached the body. Took something. He... Now this is where it could be a little confusing. He's... maybe the last thing he did was throw it in the fire. So these two would have to be first, but the question is, in which order are they? See if this was it. Went to the window, he did that. Came outside, saw this. Cut the papers, then he threw them away. I think I got it.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Love a good mystery.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Moby Dick by Herman Melville.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Very nice. All right. Now that we have that, I think we can talk to him.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
I'm going to go with antique bracelet.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
But what about the paper that he threw away?
That's why it's better to stay at home at night.
You know what I mean? Because he clearly cut up a piece of paper or something, and he threw it in here. So what about this piece of paper? Is it nothing then, I guess? Let me see. Solve the crime, interrogate Leighton, investigate the ancient bracelets, find how it have appeared at Half Moon. Okay.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
I'm a little confused. Does this all take place at night then, I guess?
I'm always wondering what's on your
See,
mind.
you still have this
Holmes.
object of interest here.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
What about that key we picked up? Does it fit into this door?
Locked.
I know it's locked, but we did pick up a key. So why wouldn't we be able to All right, so let's go ahead and head out of here. And we're going to go back to Baker Street real quick. Ah, he cut the okay, now that makes sense. Thank you, Charles. He cut the book pages to hide the bracelet. Gotcha. Now that does make sense. I thought maybe you already had that in there like that. All right, so we need to do a little searching. Research for bracelet. Okay, that's chemistry, poisons and tackling, wounds and injury, criminalistics, martial arts, skulls, London garden supplies, rod of a Shirperish. An ancient golden bracelet that was found. It is decorated with distinct ram heads. Probably an encyclopedia. Ancient golden bracelet that was found in Mr. Jen's flat. Decorated distinct ram heads.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Maybe
that
Roman?
is not
No.
the one I need.
Botany, no. So it can't be in there. I guess it's got to be in the first one somewhere. We're just going to find it. Research. But it couldn't be in chemistry. Poisons and talkings, wounds and injuries. Abrasion, no. Criminalistics, maybe? No. Greek?
That is not the one I need.
Skulls and crossbones, no. Religious symbols.
That is
nope.
not the one I need.
It's not there either. So you're saying Egypt.
That is not the one
Nope.
I need.
Sorry, Jen.
That is not
I'm
the
just
one.
going to search them all.
That is not the one. That is not the one. That is not the one I need.
I have no idea. It's not Greek history. I don't know what else it could be. What do you guys think? Golden bracelet that was found. It is decorated distinctive ram heads. Das Kapital? This one I just can't figure out. Yeah, but usually it's not in the newspapers because it has no date to it. Usually they tell you a date.
That is not the one I need.
It's not it either. It's a treasure stolen. I have no idea. Am I just... Where in the heck? It's under Egypt. It's in the time of the pharaohs. Okay. And the art and architectural tech antique art British Museum.
That is not the one.
There it is. Beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasure. So you're correct, but still, even though we did Hellenistic before, it didn't do anything. 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of by Tellini have been missing from the museum since 1885.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Hold on, let's take a look at these letters. So we've been getting letters, obviously, but I haven't been checking them. Albert Dunn's confession to express my appreciation for you striking the truth of this horrible case. At first, I could not ever imagine how Miss Margaret White, beautiful young woman. This was from the last case. How angry was I? But when I attempted to put myself in her shoes, I began to understand. Thank you for your kindness. Then the harpooner's revenge. This is, I think, from the first case. And that's from the second case. Lady Breckenstall's confession. Write your letter. I can scarcely find the words. Your kindness on terrible. I believe my life to be ruined, but at the same time. So this was from the 3rd or 4th case, I remember. To write a single letter, you are the first person who I'd wish to repeat all that I've done, but at the same time, I repent. Sorry. I'm grateful for your uncovering the truth. It has given me an enormous life lesson. I also thank you for my conditional sentence, for soon I may be able to fulfill a live long life once again and not be condemned by society. Okay? Use articles. He said research, right? Use article about antiques. About antiques in 1885. So we were on right. We clicked that before, but it wouldn't do it without this. It was stolen yesterday evening while being transported by a cab on their way from the British Museum to Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who was attempting to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured a described man, professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. My voice is changing every single time. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The last treasures are still to be found.
Here it is.
I don't know why I
One
went
of
through
the
like 10 different
victims,
voices there.
Kenneth Butler was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Tell me more, tell me more. How much dough did he spend? Alright, make sure there's nothing else here. Let's take a look before we do anything else. We still have to find out a use for the key. It's found. A metal door key taken from the dead. This is probably going to be in another location, I'm sure. Alright, let's take a look and see if we have anything else, because we have opened up a few more stuff. See, we just didn't know it. So let's just start doing that. Nope. Different strokes for different folks. Alright, so no 2 victims, no long shot, no common statement, no different shots. Alright. So now we're going to head there. Actually, we need to go to Scotland Yard first. So let's head over to Scotland Yard, because we need to... Well, what do you guys think? Before we interrogate the guy, should we go to the pawn shop first? Which one do you think we all should do first? Keep those likes coming. We're almost at 100. I know Sherlock Holmes Day has never been a day that gets a lot of people watching. It's a fun game, but a lot of people don't really care about watching it. I'd say go to the pawn shop first too, because there might be something we can add to the interrogation that we have. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes Days have never been like big on the views. But that's not why we always do. We do these things because it was just a nice little change up, fun to play these games here. All right. Ooh.
The door is locked, but I won't try to pick it. There are people directly behind me.
Who needs to pick it when you have the key?
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Perfectly. Love that voice.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would
Crampons?
only be
Is
brought
that
here by a mountaineer.
the first tampon ever created? Before tampons, crampons. It's you stick them up there and they make you cramp. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. It says object of interest, so there's something. Something has to do with that, of course, so we'll figure that out in a little bit. The Hope Diamond. This is where it was before it was lost in the Titanic.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Means that he probably was involved in it. Let's see who was saying this. Brian Veracati. How would a guy with the last name of Veracati sound? Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with some money. Crazy about them jewels. He ready to fork out a small fortune, man. Come on, let's get this. I can arrange a meeting with his money bags for you, man, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Veracati. Peace. I don't think that's how he sounded at all. I don't know where I was going with that. I started out thinking Italian, and then somehow it went into hip-hop. I have no idea how I went from Italian to hip-hop in less than 2.5 seconds. I do apologize. I have no clue. Made no sense. All right, there's something else still here. Okay.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
All right, well, we know we just uncovered something. That's not it. What happened to the other one? Oh, because we already did it, so it went away. Burglary motive. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime that was committed in Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. Let's go back to clues. Oh. Different strokes for different folks. All right.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Object. Why? Okay, so clearly we're gonna have to come back here at some point because all of this is, I've got three different things of objects of interests. Oh, that'd been so cool if we can go inside. Yes, we're not cool enough. All right, so let's see. What's our objective? Solve the crime, interrogate Leighton. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Scotland Yard now. Getting closer and closer to 100 likes. Thank you all. I don't know about you, but I am really excited for Chapter 1. I cannot wait for that to come out. I've seen some of the gameplay. Man, it looks so good,
Holmes,
too.
whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
All right, there's one thing I want to check out real quick. That has to do with this. No, that's dialogues. Where? Here we go. All right, so we still have 3 people. I'm guessing one of them is going to be the guy we're about to interrogate. And then whoever this is will be met in current case. Okay. Watson, you appeared out of nowhere.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Right now, a glass of brandy and Chardonnay. All right, let's go ahead and get in here and check out his possessions. Now, why would he have this weapon and gun? Could it have been self-defense?
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Two of them have been fired.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Clearly, that's a weapon that was used in this. We got to figure. We got 2 victims and the revolver. That one's a pretty easy one to put together there. Kenneth Butler and Brian were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. We have no clue if it's one person yet. I mean, it's giving us the whole one person thing. 2 victims. Leighton revolver or lootless? Nope. What about lootless? Nope. Leighton revolver. Different shots. All right. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directed directly afterwards. For firing position, Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots as they were made from different points. Okay, see, that contradicts, so let's go with this one. Doesn't open anything up yet, but we're obviously getting somewhere, and that's the whole point. Compelling evidence. The witness testimony and the crime weapon clearly point to one possible. Okay, we're just gonna have it set on that, even though I don't. Obviously, we haven't come to that conclusion yet. All right.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt.
Oh, you know he's a villain. He's eating an apple. Only villains eat apples. Everybody knows
These
this.
cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
All right, let's go interrogate our first suspect. Usually, if he's the first suspect, that tells me he didn't do it, because most of the time, they give you red herrings at
Please
first.
escort this suspect for interrogation.
Definitely Strain will not strip if he gets 100,
Good
but
evening,
he will
Mr. Chapman.
definitely
Oh, yeah.
consider it.
I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
You can start with giving me your character portrait, my young sir lad. He looks like an older version of Wiggins. I see you have a deep scar who gets into occasional fights. You grew up on the streets, is that correct, sir? Ah, you were recently hit, beaten. Were you a little hot-headed? Did the police do this rifling on you? Oh, you're an office clerk, are you? You have a fancy scarf? Like a good downtown fashion with fancy things? You've been to prison.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Why did you take it, though, man? Come on. You don't pick up a... Well, I understand if he's a true good guy and he wants to be the hero and he's trying to chase after the other guy, maybe thinking taking the gun, maybe there were some shots in there. But, man, here's my thing. Back in the 1800s, you should have had a weapon on you at all times. I don't feel like it is today where everyone should have a weapon on them. I mean, it is a scary place out there, but at least I think we can all admit that back in the 1800s where people could commit these crimes and get away with them so easily, I feel like everyone should have had a weapon back then. You know what I mean? So I know I would. I don't carry a weapon, obviously, in today's standards, but if I was back in the 1800s living in that world, I really feel that I would. So he should have had one on. I mean, but, you know, it is what it is.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. but there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
I don't know about you, but I'm just so completely fascinated with around the late 1800s London time, all, because of Jack the Ripper and all that stuff. That time period to me is just so fascinating. I mean, so many amazing things came from that time period. Jack the Ripper, and I'm sure some other stuff too. But I'm just very, very, I love that time period, the olden type of time period, the darkness, the spooky alleyways, those kinds of things. And I really felt like London, England had all of that going on for it back in the 1800s. And of course you had these that took place, between even though Sherlock Holmes is not a real character, obviously, but a real person, but the mystery around all of the different tales that Arthur had come up with or whatever, is pretty cool.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Well, the reason I say I know, it's that time period is exciting to me is because I'm big on crime, detective, murder mystery type of stuff. So, like H.H. Holmes, I'm really interested in H.H. Holmes era, stuff that happened in America, as well as the whole possible connection to Jack the Ripper and H.H. Holmes, which is a really cool connection if you look into it. I just love history, right? You guys know me. You know me by now. You know that history is, that's why I love the Assassin's Creed series. History is so important to me. And I'm just fascinated with those types of things,
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Okay, hold on. Okay, clearly something's going on here, so... Let's browse the evidence. Dialogue. Leighton is acquainted with one of the victims, Brian Ricotti. Both of them have Westgate prison tattoos. That's the only evidence that we have going forward. But to answer Karsten, no, I don't. I'm not linking a London as... you know what I'm saying? You're trying to make me link how I feel about London people because of something that happened in the 1800s. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just very, very into crime solving and detective stuff. And one of the best periods of time for crime solving and detective stuff is late 1800s in London. I love that time period. Like if you've ever seen the show Carnival Row, right? Carnival Row is a fantasy, right? It's not real or anything like that. It's on Amazon Prime. Look it up. But it has that late 1800s London-esque feeling, even though there's fairies and all this other kind of monsters and stuff. But it's a really cool feeling, like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the Order, 1886, all of that stuff in that time period is just so fascinating to me because of how awesome it was to be a detective during that time, where crime solving became such a huge thing, and some of the modern things that we use to deduce and deduct and to solve crimes come from that era, which makes it so exciting for me. All right, so it looks like this is going to be what we need to choose, probably, the dialogue. So I'm going to go with... this.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
All right, so we got information from him. We got some stuff here. Old acquaintance. No. There we go. All right, so we got the burglary motive and the personal motive. Let's try both and see if they lead to any. Clearly, that's taking along the blue route, and this one is also taking along a blue route as well. But that's assuming that you can see what I'm doing here is we're just changing a few things around just to see if we can deduce anything in the line. Hold on, let me make sure there's nothing else too, which I don't think there is. There we go. Nice. Okay. Imaginary man. The person who Leighton Chapman described in statements is a figment of his imagination created to vindicate himself. And there we go. So we've already got a double murder committed by him. Literally right now we could go ahead and convict him, do this, and then that's it. But we're not going to do that, obviously. There's still way more to this story that we haven't figured out quite yet. But as you can see, we have a conclusion already if you wanted to hurry up and do it. That's not us. So we need to figure out what else we can do. All right. Solve the crime. There was a possible crossfire between Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti. Examine the dead bodies and perform a reenactment. All right. This is a fun case. I would definitely say that in the second game, in The Devil's Daughter, they definitely got more action-oriented, the cases. Here, they're definitely, like, a little slower. You know what I mean?
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
I think it could be him, man. I don't know. Just because it seems like I really don't like this guy that much. All right, so we need... Select the gunman. Okay.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
How convenient.
This should be useful.
Join our Discord, everybody, if you ever want to find a place where you can just feel like you're a part of a community.
Nothing interesting here.
Okay, so what that means is it's the other way around, I guess.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
All right. Okay, this should... All right, but that doesn't... Because you only have one. There we go. All right, let's find this disappearing man. Got none of them are matching up. Disappeared after 3 shots. Presence of a second coming that is now missing.
Constable Marrow,
I don't know.
would
Do you
value
know?
your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Ooh, we're gonna play a game of hide and seek.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Yes, if you've paid attention to the channel, you already know that there is a... Oh, come on, dude.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
We already have a stream set up for tomorrow for the final episode of Chaos Theory. Whoa, where is he? Okay, he has like totally disappeared. I cannot find him. Unless he's in a barrel or something. Oh, there he is.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
If we can assume that there was one more person half Moon Street at the time of the crime, there was no way forward or back for his escape, only up. Let us reenact the action, recreate the fireworks described by Leighton's attempt to climb the wall. Find the flare gun and climbing equipment. Okay, we know exactly where to go to do that. We need to go back to the pawn shop. Use Eagle Vision. I know. I wanted Eagle Vision there. I was quite upset when I didn't have it. I love how quick everything just loads on the Series X. I'm sorry, but listen, I'm going to go out and say it, and I know a lot of you maybe not disagree, but system-wise, I think the Series X is better than the PlayStation 5. I have spent so much more time on my Series X than I have on my PlayStation 5. Like, I'm on my Series X every single day. I am here. I mean, there are so many backwards compatible games. I play all of them, like this here. I mean, yeah, it's just... I just feel like the Xbox Series X still has all the greats from the past and everything moving forward, where the PS5 is really trying to set itself forward as opposed to thinking of the past. But you got to understand, you got to create that... You got to give what has come before in the package, or else you lose a lot of stuff. I just feel like the Series X, in my opinion, is the better console as of right now. Obviously, it's no mistake that PlayStation is way better at making first-party games. Okay, I love the Halo series. I love the Gears of War series. Those are great games. But they put way more money and whatever into PlayStation stuff as far as first-party games. But I'm talking the series as a whole. It just feels better. From the UI to everything else, the way things feel, it just, I don't... Xbox, man, has got it going on. They just do. Although I recommend, if you love PlayStation, get a PlayStation. You're going to want it. I mean, heck, I love my PlayStation.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall. This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
And I'm not trying to create like a console race or anything like that, because no offense, no console is ever going to beat the PC. It's just not possible. Not possible what the PC can do as compared to consoles. Consoles is for your more relaxed method, sitting on a couch kind of gaming. However, with the PC now, you can sit on a couch and game, because you can have it situated in your room that your PC is hooked up to your TV. TVs have made it to where PC can now be a couch potato type of environment. And Steam does that great with its Steam app that you can use on PC to make it feel like it's a console. So, I mean, obviously PC is always going to be master for me, but I've always liked Xbox more than PlayStation. I don't know. I've seen so many greedy things that PlayStation does, or stuff like that, or whatever, that just have never made me fully love it. The system, or the company, should I say. I mean, obviously the games are just outright amazing. But no one is denying that. We're just saying that on a technical standpoint, the thing that pushes you into a system, Xbox does better, I think, the overall thing. But I don't want to get into a console war here. These are just my opinions. Everyone's gonna have different opinions. I love all games, all gaming consoles. I don't really play Nintendo though. Nintendo has been kind of evil when it comes to content creators, so I've never really enjoyed them, except for some of their classic
Why are
machines.
you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
This guy is a nerd. Oh, no, I'm not saying the Switch isn't lots of fun, but none of the games on there have really interested
Watson,
me.
I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash.
Wrapped up like a douche.
You will be
roller in
Leighton.
the night.
When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
Because he
You,
was blinded
Constable
by
Marrow,
the flash.
Just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
I have no idea what's going on here. All right, find a spot where a man might be able to climb the wall and remain unnoticed. There's no way he's going to be unnoticed there. It's too much darkness or light.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
That's so weird.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
Oh, I failed, I guess.
I can barely see anything.
I just needed to get the concept that when he's using his right
Holmes?
and he's using his
Are you
left.
there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Okay. Remember, this is that building that was locked. you can tell when something says locked. That pretty much tells you right there you're going to be using it in some sort.
These shards of glass are from the window above. It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket. A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
All right, so we need to go back to our house.
Conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Ooh, this is a really cool murder mystery. Leighton Chapman's statement regarding the mysterious jacket man who positioned was proven to be true. The witness testimony in the crime weapon clearly point to one possible culprit. See if there's anything else. Wall climber. Nope. Okay, we're not quite there yet, so we need to head back, it looks. Let's make sure. Solve the crime. Yep. So the only thing we can do right now is perform an analysis. Yeah, definitely. Console gaming does have a different feel than PC gaming for sure. I always worry about if my PC will crash, but I can honestly say that console gaming has crashed way less for me than PC has ever crashed. And it's so much easier to stream. Look, I'm streaming this in high quality 1440. I could stream it in 4K, but I wanted to put no delay. That's why you guys can hear everything I say quicker and I can interact with you all. It takes there's about a 4-second delay in the interaction between what you say and then what I see and can answer back. However, if I was to stream in 4K, you no longer get that type of interaction. In 4K, there's about a 15 to 20 second delay, and that makes it so much difficult to interact with all of you. So I've chosen the middle ground in 1440p, so I can still get that high quality and be able to interact with you at a fairly fast rate. But that's why I loved Mixer, because Mixer had 0 delay. It was amazing. There's no other service that has as good of delay as Mixer.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
The man who vanished from the crime scene at Half Moon Street could be a circus acrobat. He manages to scale a 30-foot high wall in a matter of seconds. A hair from a large exotic animal was found. Okay. That seems like the more plausible. And all we have is the long art. Okay, what now? Completed. Solve the crime. Is that it? Is there anything something we've got to be missing? Because there's literally nothing left. Okay. Vanishing act. A person who's seen only by the enchantment escaped the crime scene, climbed the wall. He was a skillful acrobat. Dead bodies. Asking for Wiggins and help in finding the circus.
Wiggins is currently at Half Moon Street.
Very nice episode. What do you guys think of this one so far? I'm digging it. Thank you all for helping us get to over 100 likes. Keep them coming. I'm really kind of digging this episode. Let me guess, another conversation. Yep.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
He's been
I've
here the
done
whole
nothing
time.
wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
I wonder, see, there's got to be a reason why they're setting up these
It would be my
conversations.
pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Try resetting your browser. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know what you're watching the stream on, if it's on your phone or if it's on your computer. I know a lot of people watch the streams on their phones. I've never really done that. I've always just used my computer because I'm always in my office or...
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
Sure, this is going to piece together all of the missing elements.
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah, you don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah, I don't think so. Clear off. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
All right. Disguise yourself in order to get in. This is... I wish more cases used disguises, you know? Yeah, but what am I supposed to disguise myself in? I have no idea. Maybe a bandit? Go with that. You know, I love how he can just, like, grow his hair so
Spectacles
quick.
are unpopular among thugs. I don't want to arouse suspicion.
Oh, okay, so no spectacles. All right.
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
I'm not
Calm
Superman.
down,
Come
Watson.
on.
Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
I find it so hilarious how they have no clue, even though I was just the guy who was just right here. All right, nothing to check out.
So, everything is here just as you asked. And what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped.
Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said.
Right?
I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting.
The Merry Men. Could it be?
From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people.
Those of you who don't know who the Merry Men are, that has to do with the overlapping story of this game. Because in the first episode, they were announcing how there's like a group of robberies out there calling themselves the Merry Men.
This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day. There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls.
There's something else in here I'm supposed to do? I am a little confused right now. I can't go back here. What else am I supposed to do? I thought I was supposed to go inside there and, hold on, let me look. Explore the circus and become acquainted with Charles Foley. I did, I went inside and... Okay, well let me go back inside. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Is there like an... Okay, I did that. Okay, so there's nothing else in here, that's for sure. Nothing here. Nothing around the back of the tent either. The barrels? Ah, okay. Thank you.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out. The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure. Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder. The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The merry men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on the table over there. Open that.
This is our last character portrait, I guess. This maybe could have been the guy that climbed and did everything. I mean, it could be him. The complex key, protected safe, perhaps. Recent injury, bloody bandages, recent trauma. That could be from the glass. He's armed. He's got a revolver. That's could be the third weapon. He's got huge veins. He's got a ring with the ram head. Stolen antiques. Taped fingers. Agility practice. Acrobat. Boom. There's the murderer. A methodical man. Gather 26 character portraits. Yeah. Oh, not this crap. God, this is probably going to be the hardest one, too. Alright, you guys know how long this could take me, so... Okay, that's not lined up, but it could be. All I have to do is move that big piece. But I can't move it left or right. But I can move the other one. Okay, so that matches... That pretty much matches. I mean, that should be it right there. Look, it's like perfect. There's only one thing off, and that's right there. I just need to move that slightly over. There we go. Wow, that was the easiest one.
I need to find out what's behind this Charles Foley. I need to find out what's behind this Charles Foley.
There's still long lost art. I don't understand what I need to do now. Because I unlocked this thing already, so why won't it let me talk to him about it? Okay, is there something else I'm supposed to do? I'm so confused. Now, what?
Ah, well, they're right.
What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
I have no idea. Oh my gosh. Vincent Foley, who committed the infamous robbery of the Hellenistic treasure, was imprisoned 10 years ago. The treasure has remained undiscovered up until this day. Which one? Jailed thief? Do you think this is it? Is it jailed thief? I don't see how it's Turner's limp. I don't see how it's the door key. I don't see how it's the contradiction. The only two possible things that I'm coming up with are jailed thief and antique bracelet. But then how would I know he would have an... So it's got to be thief. That's it.
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died 7 days ago in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll
Thank
come
you
with
for
us
subscribing
tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on a corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Find and examine the secret lock. Still a little confused. There's still one clue. Has to be this one clue has to be solved. Got to be like the final clue to set up, right? All right. Well, let's get to it. Here we are coming down to one of the final conclusions. Hope you all have been enjoying. Keep those likes coming, everybody.
Somewhere inside
Let's see if we can get to
it
150.
are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
Ooh, 2 locks to pick. You know it's going to be a challenge. The other one definitely wasn't a challenge, so you know this one is going to be. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. Or not.
I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it. This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try.
Oh, geez, that was too easy.
So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Let's keep them both in sight. Alright, there's only one, so it's either going to be two options. It's either going to be that one, or it's going to be that one. Let's go with this one first, because that lines up with that right there. See, that makes that off, and that makes that on. So that doesn't seem to be matching up. So let's try the second one. Let's take this and move it down. Let's try this one. Okay, I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Where's the ending there? Okay, that's definitely going to be it right there. See how that's off? So that means the first one. All right, so I'm seeing it. Yeah, but that's going back into itself, back down. So it's going there, then it's going up, back to the left, over to there, back down to the right, off to the right, but then it screws up here. So this is where we need to connect it. There we go. I've gotten a lot better at these puzzles since playing this game from the very first episode.
What a surprise. Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door. What a surprise. I recall that precious key.
Well, I was wanting to put this back in place so it doesn't look like that I have tampered with anything.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This door leads to a kitchen, which holds the shortest route to the back door. This chair is very solid and well made. This should be useful.
I love how we're sabotaging.
The door is now blocked. The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police. I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer, but they were unsuccessful.
So why can't I grab this right now? I mean, grab this right now and get it out of there so he can't use it to escape. Yeah, I'm a little confused. There's literally nothing up here to examine from what I can tell.
The door is now blocked.
Oh, what's this?
This works very well. No one will escape through this window now. I wonder what this old chandelier is doing. I suppose that the thieves all... Oh, that's a lovely old carpet. The door is now blocked. The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police are right behind it.
Okay.
A solid rope. This should be useful. If anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down.
Alright, so that still leaves this right here. So my guess is there's got to be whatever this is right here, because it's so blatantly obvious that that's something, but I don't really see anything up here whatsoever to mess with. So we figured out kitchen door. There's got to be something else in this room that we can use.
Oh, that's a lovely old carpet.
Obviously, that's something we can use, but the question is, why can't we pick it up? Is there's something else that we need to use to pick up the carpet or something? Haven't quite found out what just yet. Kitchen floor. You guys are so smart. See, look at you. You guys see things that I just don't see.
This hatch leads to a cellar. There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
The carpet could be used for a soft landing. Oh no, the carpet could be used to cover it up.
This should be useful.
So cool. So for everyone that has joined recently, because we've got a lot more people that came in over the past hour and a half or so, what made you decide to join this stream? Was you just couldn't come earlier at 1, or was it that you didn't know about it until just now? Let me know. For those of you that just came in the past like hour or so.
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar.
Okay, still don't have that yet. Probably when we open up the thing, it'll come. Trying to relax on your day off. Oh, that's good, man. You couldn't come earlier? Okay, I got you. Use necklace? I feel there's got to be something to the necklace you see up here, right? But as you can clearly see, it does nothing. We're done. I think that's it.
The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police
Their only other
are right
option is to
behind
go
it.
upstairs.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape.
And now we can use it. Let's see.
A simple but rather attractive bead necklace. This should be useful.
This is fun. Oh, so they trip.
This is the perfect place to set a trap. One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Nice. This is pretty fun. Achievement unlocked. But we haven't caught him yet. Maybe it just plays out in its own cinema and we don't get to do anything.
Police! Police!
What the heck? Police, please.
Stop where you are! Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
Oh, you sounded just like a real bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How'd you know about that?
Have
Brother.
you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our Queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men.
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
And now we've got the final piece of the puzzle. All right. You have found and utilized all clues. Please proceed to the deduction space for your conclusion. This is where we start angling things around. So we've already got the one. So we've got circus acrobat. Yep. all those are leading to blue, so I don't understand why they're not showing Leighton's innocent. There we go. Vanishing Act, Foley's Vengeance. Charles Foley organized the theft of the treasures, which was related to the double murder at Half Moon Street. Leighton Chapman was a witness to the crime. Clearly, this is probably the right one. I don't know how many there are. Does anyone know how many there are total conclusions? So far, we have 2. Foley's Vengeance and double murder. I don't know if we can change these around. Robbery, there we go. Leighton Chapman committed a double murder at Half Moon. His motive was theft of the ancient and valuable treasures. The last piece of the 5 rams of the ring with the ram head still remains a loss. So you're saying there's only 3. Are you sure that there's only 3 conclusions? There's no other ones? All right, so if we've got, these are our 3 conclusions, and that's all. We'll start with the one that we definitely know is not true, and that is the robbery. So let's start with this. We'll do condemn first, and then absolve. We'll do all the conclusions as normal.
Don't move, you flimflammer.
You flimflammer! Well, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed them. I've tried to make them fun with the voices and the voice acting that we've done and stuff, and hopefully I've been able to accomplish that task. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes before the end of the stream, everyone. If you've in this stream and you haven't left a like,
so, Mr.
helps the channel.
You committed a murder with only one purpose, to obtain a set of valuable antiques.
What? No, that's nonsense.
The only question that remains, where is the missing ring?
I don't know. I didn't do it.
You are a clever one. Do you think that this secret will spare you the gallows? Or prison for life?
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
All right, and we know that this is not correct, and you can see that. All clues are done, so let's choose the other ending, and we're going to do the absolve. I gotta say, this is a fun mission.
Flimflammer.
The trap with the chandelier worked perfectly. Charles Foley has been knocked down. One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious.
I fell down the well!
One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious.
All right, I just wanted to do those. All right. Back to robbery, and now we can do the absolve. This will play out slightly different, but not too much.
You committed a terrible crime, Leighton Chapman. You killed 2 people with the intention of obtaining a set of valuable antiques.
What? That's a mistake. I didn't do it.
However, your brother Wiggins came to me. He needs you as much as you need him. I have faith that you will not err again, so I have decided that you shall avoid a harsher fate.
Mr. Holmes has convinced me to ease your sentence, but you'll still be imprisoned, lad.
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
All right, and as you can see, that is wrong. So that's the first wrong conclusion. Now we're going to move on to the second wrong conclusion. And of course, just like every stream, will end with the correct conclusion, which is pretty simple to see here. We will do condemned first, which is pretty much the same. I mean, I don't know how different it's going to end up being, so let's just see. Yeah, I've had a really good time, like, kind of figuring all of this out and going through this game again. Make sure you guys check out my Devil's Daughter. I don't know if you've watched my walkthrough on Devil's Daughter, but if you haven't, check that out too, because we did complete walkthrough videos of that, so you can always check that out as well.
Leighton Chapman, a long-held grudge against your acquaintance, Brian Vercotti, led to the dreadful murder in Half Moon Street. You killed Brian Vercotti and his companion, Kenneth Butler, with cold single-mindedness. The law will not tolerate that.
No, it's not true. I'm innocent.
It's all over now, lad. The clues speak for themselves. Now you'll have to face up to justice.
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
You can see that's wrong. You can see how they vary slightly just in words, really. The motive. But other than that, it really doesn't change too much. And of course, we'll do the absolve. Then we'll move on to the actual cause of the case. Again, here on Sinister 101, we like to show you all the outcomes and try to find every clue. We've done that in this game. We have literally found every single clue, so I'm sure we're going to be unlocking a lot of achievements. At the end, we'll take a look at all the achievements we have unlocked. Of course, we couldn't get everything because of the fact that we were too good of a detective, if that makes sense. There's a way you can be too good and not get every conclusion.
You did commit a double murder in Half Moon Street. It was due to a long-held grudge against one of your victims, Brian Vercotti. However, your brother Wiggins came to me. He needs you as much as you need him. I have faith that you will not err again, so I have decided that you shall avoid a harsher fate.
But no, it didn't happen like that.
We have solid evidence, Chapman. You cannot deny it. A crime is a crime, but Mr. Holmes has convinced us to ease your sentence. Don't make us regret it.
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
All right, double murder, not correct. Here we go with the actual conclusion. We are going to finish it out with absolve. So the first one we're going to do is condemned. I always like to absolve because I always feel the ones need to be absolved. It's not always absolved. That's not always the thing, because in the second case we didn't absolve the guy who actually committed the murder. All right. Foley's Vengeance. So here we go. So we're going to go condemn. Charles Foley organized, executed a wicked plan of revenge. With the added theft of ancient and valuable treasures, he deserves the rope. Well, and that's the thing. I think he's a bad guy, clearly. He's an ass. I should condemn him. But if I don't condemn him, then I won't get the achievement. So that's the only reason why we're doing it. He's not directly guilty of murder either, because he did the grand theft, but he's not directly guilty of the murder because the other two shot themselves. So that's why we absolve. But we'll go with condemn first.
Charles Foley, you committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are pitiful, you Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Looks like there's going to be a continuation for the correct one, as you can clearly see. If there is a QuickTime event, which usually there's a QuickTime event at the end of these, we will fail the QuickTime event here and then succeed in the final one.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs, honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street, and all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people, sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
Throw cigarette. Oh, it's giving me two options. So here we're not going to let them do it. We're going to throw the cigarette at the powder trail. Otherwise, you would do the bucket of water. So we'll do the wrong one first, and then we'll do the other one.
When people fight the order, they are too blind to see the consequences that throw society into chaos. I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now!
very weird for him to be there by himself and do that, you would think.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of, pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has no room for chaos.
People who commit crimes, or at the very least intend them, deserve punishment, Sherlock. Without justice, there can be no civilization.
But we serve the truth, not justice.
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral. Allowing people to terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Terrorize only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
Good night, Dr. Watson.
Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
Ooh, but as you can see, it's the right one, but we condemned, and we don't want to do that. So, what we're going to do is choose another ending, and we're going to go with the absolve. It looks like there's no quick time event or anything like that in the end here. Without justice, there can be no civilization. Au contraire, Senor Holmes. Watson, why do you sound to be of Latin descent? Oh, I don't know. I change my voice all the time. I'm just so horrible at all of this. Sometimes I don't know my voices as well as I think I do. All right. Now we're going to go with the correct one that we're choosing, absolve.
Charles Foley, you were a witness to a double murder. You were standing next to Vercotti when Butler fired at your accomplice. The jeweler missed him, but they proceeded to kill each other with simultaneous shots. Even if your intention was to retrieve the stolen treasure, you did not intend to kill. I shall inform Inspector Lestrade of that fact, so your sentence should be the lighter.
You are a fine gentleman, with your fake pity.
I do what I think is right. It is never due to pity. Farewell, Foley. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Now, we're not going to allow this whole thing to play out here, because we only need to get to the ending choice, because other than that, we've already seen everything, and I don't want to waste your time.
Good evening. Eventually, yes.
Hey.
We are a group. We were for the but for those the bank and they. But we should the time we are going. They're only.
That is
Okay. They will be.
what you want.
How do you and how many hour will you?
All right. So the only other option was to do it there. I didn't see anything else here besides that. And I'm just making sure there's still that. And that's it. All right.
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. And I shall not stop you.
Now I wonder if what he says is different. I don't know. Here.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
I don't think this
Quite.
changes.
It is an interesting book.
Really?
Yes, Doctor.
But that's the same.
There were also a few words along.
That's the same.
Tell me, Doctor, does my...
No, same.
Because you see, Doctor, behind
Well, I'm.
his love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men. I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
See, that was different.
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
The start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
Property of a lady. Obviously, that leads into Devil's Daughter. But there you go. That is the correct one we're going with, and we are going to accept decision. We are a man of compassion. Man of character. Receive maximum personality ranking. That's for choosing every one of the same ones at the very end of the cases. 30, their crimes, your punishment. That is for completing the game. Guilty Brotherhood. Finish Half Moon case. I never guess. Reach 6 correct conclusions for all 6 cases. Is that it? All right, we can skip that little thing there. Now, I recommend when you finish a game, don't skip the credits. Take a look at who the people that make these games are. It's just that when you're streaming, a lot of people will leave if you go through the entire credits. So what is this? We have an exit and open casebooks. There's nowhere we can go. There's no evidence. There's no documents. See the choices that we made. All of them are correct. Souvenirs that we've picked up. Echoes all the character portraits that we've gotten. I think that's it. I think it just goes back and back, so let's exit. Really? You just stay here for no reason? What's the point? All right, well, that's it. So let's check out our achievements and see all of the achievements that we actually picked up. So we got a total of 800 out of 1,000, 23 out of 25 achievements. We did not get the perfectionist. This is, and I'll tell you exactly why. And we did not reach all possible conclusions. If we would have reached all possible conclusions, then we would have got perfectionists. We didn't get this one, and there's a reason why. So for those of you that watched the previous episode, we were too good. So in the previous episode, it was the only case that required this, that if you get every single clue and you wait to put them together at the end, you miss out on conclusions. Because once you've found every little piece of evidence, you can no longer suspect someone that, because you've picked up other evidence that says that that didn't happen. Okay? So because of that, we weren't able to get every single conclusion in the previous episode. However, if I would have known beforehand that I needed to go through it individually first so that I can unlock the conclusions as they go, like I did here, then it wouldn't have been the case. But unfortunately, we didn't get everything. And you know what? That's okay. I never went into this thinking I was going to get every achievement. But you now know what you need to do in order to do that. Only on the second to last case, you need to make sure, I think it's the Abbey Grange Affair, is that what it's called? No, it's the Key Gardens. In the Key Gardens episode, as soon as you do something, check your deductions and cross it out. All right? Got to do it if you want to be able to get the achievement for it. If you don't, then yeah, you'll get every single clue, but you won't be able to unlock some of the achievements because of that fact. All right? So just remember that for when you want to go through the game yourself and figure it all out. But other than that, Kew Gardens. Yes, sorry if I said Key Gardens. Kew Gardens. Other than that, that is it. Before you leave, everybody, make sure you leave a like. Helps the channel out again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Sherlock Holmes. Don't forget to check out the walkthrough that I have on the channel for The Devil's Daughter. And once Chapter 1 comes out, we will be doing a stream for that, obviously, and playing through that entire game in the same vein as this, a blind one. Unless I get it a little bit early. If I get it early from the developer, then I'll probably end up just doing a walkthrough for it. Because once I have it, let's say if I was to get it a week early and I can't stream it, well, I want to play it, so I'm going to get through it first without everybody else there, and we do a walkthrough. So other than that, thank you all for being in here. It's been great. We got it done, right? We started it. We were able to get it done because of this new schedule we got going on, getting things done. So again, the next stream that we're going to be doing tomorrow, of course, is finishing up Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, and then we'll move on to Wednesday, I believe, is Hitman Day, and I'll have like some type of poll coming out over the next few days, probably today or tomorrow, discussing what we're going to be doing Hitman wise. So make sure you get your vote in on that as well. I got a poll right now discussing what resolution you watch my games in, so make sure you check that out on the community tab on the main page. Thank you for the super chats today. I really appreciate it. We got a few subscribers from the stream as well. Thank you for those. Remember, for those of you that want to support the channel, become a member. It's as easy as $2 a month to become a member or become a Patreon. And I'm going to go ahead and read off again the current Big Boss and Superman members that we have on the channel. And in the future, we'll be doing the Patreons as well. So thanks again to Mega Dark, Faisal, David, Tyler, Dabrian, Lord, Beans, Crazy, Casey, Paul, Haley, Matthias, and Tijo. Thank you so much for being the top tier members that really help us to create and continue this channel. So thank you again so much for your love and support, and let's keep those numbers rising. Let's keep those viewers coming in and everything like that. So follow us on our Discord. All those links are always in the description. Make sure you click the notification bell to be notified when streams are coming out, when videos are out as well. Also, join our Discord, because that's where another place that you can find out what's going on in the channel. So love you all. Take care of yourselves. And of course, I will see you on the next stream. Peace out. Bitches.